Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We're live with another match preview. Of course, one of the biggest matches of this weekend, behind Liverpool and United, or United Liverpool, whichever way it goes. Tottenham and Newcastle United. And we got the one and only, a good friend of mine on this YouTube universe, Stelios, from Tottenham Away TV. Great stuff, man. Great channel. And I'll be on this channel tomorrow, Friday at 7:45, I believe, p.m. Stelios. Is that right?
Yeah, 7:45. Good to be on your show again, Chris, man. Looking forward to chatting to you guys.
Yeah,
Newcastle,
man.
Tottenham, always entertaining.
Oh, yeah, man. It's always good. I believe we're fighting for the same thing every season. Well, I mean, at least this season, last season as well for me. Fighting for Europe. But look, I'm delighted to have you on NUFC Talk TV, man. Great stuff, of course. And you can subscribe to Tottenham Away. Link is in the description as well. He's tagged on the title, so you can just click there, subscribe to his channel. If you like Premier League, you're interested. If you're a closet Spurs fan, you can also subscribe there. They got good stuff, good banter, a lot of guys as well, kind of similar to us. We bring a lot of opinions to have their say on that channel as well. So how you doing, Mighty Wayne?
Not bad.
He's one of our happy Stelios. He's one of our happy clappers, man, of our fan base. So
Oh, okay.
So,
nice.
It just
loud and proud.
Letting you know, man, because and I know you got a few of those over there. But we're trying to get Amrit as well, another Newcastle fan, but he seems to have some issues with his StreamYard. But let's get to it, man. Tottenham, good team, of course. I mean, we've only played 2 games this season so far, but I want to get your perspective, man. What do you think about these first 2 games for Tottenham, and what is the team looking like? Are you content? I know you're a very strict fan, and you have your standards really well set for a big club. But what do you think, man?
Well, we haven't lost. 4 points, top 6. We were all over Leicester City. Should have beaten them, but we couldn't finish. As soon as Leicester tweaked their tactics a bit and put pressure on us, we began to unravel, and we looked very uncomfortable defending, which was our problem last season. And they managed to get a draw. We should have won it, but we let them back in, and they got a point. Everton, we beat them easily. 4-0, could have been 6-7. Battered them really, but it's the worst Everton team I've ever seen come to Tottenham. I've never seen an Everton team that bad. They really have got problems. They only had 14 fit players as well, a lot of injuries, so it's hard to judge.
Right.
What I will say is, we look after 2 games, but we've played what I think are 2 easy games. We look a lot more better at creating big chances. we look a lot better. It's whether we take the chances or not. So that's promising. But defensively, if a team comes at us, there's some warning signs there, but I don't know how big those signs are, because we've not really played anyone good yet, like a top team. Right. Last season, we struggled against the top 10 teams. We haven't beaten a top 10 team since December last year. We're brilliant against the bottom 10. We'll smash them, we'll beat them, or we'll get the win. Against the top 10, we've got a lot to prove. So the next 6 games for us are all top 10. Newcastle, Arsenal, Man United, Brighton, West Ham. We've got the test coming up now, starting with you guys. So we'll see. But you guys, you're not looking too great, if I'm honest with you, at the moment.
No, we're not. Well, he thinks we're gonna win the Champions League. We're not even playing it.
He's a happy clapper. He's happy.
Yeah, man, he's a clapper. But we were certainly, the football's not there. That's simple as that. Football is not there for us either. And we played against Southampton. We played against Bournemouth. They could have beat us as well. I think it was a handball at the end of the day, but a lucky handball, I guess you could say. And I think I agree with you. I think this can be that turning point for either of these teams, Tottenham and Newcastle.
Season defining.
Well, not season defining. Not season defining, but come on now. But at least, oh, what happened there? Oh, Stel's dropped off for a second. not season defining, but at least you get to see how you perform against a top team, a team that you're going to be battling. Top four at least, in my opinion. But Derek, what can we expect against Tottenham on Sunday, man? Tell me.
More of the same, I think. Very much depends on what team he picks.
Who?
Whether he'll pick the team, or whether he'll pick the team I would pick.
Are you talking about Newcastle? Well, I mean, it's going to be about the same team. Tonali, I don't know.
Well, I hope so.
Tonali, but
I hope so. But I think Tino might come in, and I think Barnes might come in for Almiron, which is what I would have had.
I'm not sure if.
And obviously, Bruno's in for Willock now because Willock's injured.
Not sure if Stell is fearing Almiron much.
Carrying on where we left off from last season. Injuries. But no, we've got a fairly good record against Tottenham in recent seasons.
At home.
We've had some happy times.
Away. I mean, look, it's the same thing. To me, when a lot of Spurs fans, when I was focused on Premier League content, we're saying we're going to beat you guys, we're going to kill you, annihilate you. Perfect. And you guys did do that. 4-1, I think, in your stadium. But I said, I think we're on the same level right now. And when you guys go to St. James's Park, it's going to be a game like that, just opposite. And it certainly was. So, but, I mean, so you can't just say that we have good results against Tottenham. Yeah, we do. But they also have gotten us. They also have beaten us, and give us a taste of our own medicine. So I think it's a pretty even match. I don't know, Stell, what you think?
But to be fair, when they beat us, that was when we were really, really down.
Here we go with the injuries, man.
With the injuries. Well, you like it or like it not. It's a fact.
Yeah, well, Tottenham did have injuries as well. A lot of them.
That was in the middle of the 10 games in 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, Amrit?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good, brother. Welcome.
Yeah.
Sounding good.
Sorry, I had a bit of technical issues there, so a little bit late.
You good, brother? No problem. Stell, do you fear anybody in Newcastle? I mean, Tonali's back, so Isak maybe. What do you think about it?
I fear you against us always when we go up there because it's always a tough game for us. I went there last season. I'm not going this year because it's a long way to go when you lose. And I love Newcastle as well. It's probably the best away fans you could. Well, you're the home fans, but it's the best away ground to go to for a day out, and the fans are great banter. We had a great time up there, even though we lost. We had a good laugh, friendly bunch. So I got a lot of respect for the Geordies, but if you asked me a week ago, I would have said, "Yeah, we're going to lose." I'm not feeling that this time. I think we're going to get something up there because I've just not been impressed by you this season. I don't know what the reason is why you're not playing well. I don't know what it is why you haven't clicked. Even last night in the Carabao Cup, you just about won it on penalties, man. Like you're crawling. Whereas Spurs, I'm not saying we're doing great, but we've come out firing in the attack. And if we come out like that against you guys, and we do go 1 or 2-0 up, I think you're in trouble. I don't think we'll win. I think it'll be a draw personally. But I'm not going up to Newcastle fearing you this time. I really am not. Having said that, if you click and if you get your tactics right and you put pressure on our defence, especially on the counter, we could be in big trouble because if Leicester had a bit more about them, they could have won it against us. So I really don't know what kind of game we're going to have here. Because I don't know what Newcastle's going to turn up because I haven't seen anything from you this season. But typical, Spurs come to town and you guys wake up. So, that's happened to Tottenham many a time. I think this has got a draw written all over it. I don't think you're going to batter us like you've done before.
No, I think because it's the beginning of the season, really early in the season. That's why I don't think that big scores are going to happen again. But I'm
just not playing, Chris. You're just not playing well. I don't think Newcastle are playing well.
No, we're not. It's just 2 games, I guess, or 3 games. We're not, but we're not. That is a fact. And I don't think anybody can deny that. We in the first game, a lot of fans everybody talked about the Brereton Diaz foul, and nobody talked about the form. So that there we got away with that one. And then the next one, people were talking about the handball, and and we didn't lose because of that. meaning we got a point. Everybody was happy, and that we got a point. So the football was kind of put to aside.
And then last night you went to penalties
and
against,
we beat, so yeah,
you know,
it's
a
gonna
lesser
take.
team.
If we play the same way, and Spurs comes to town and they beat us 2-0 or 3-0, if that happens, then you're gonna start hearing a lot of. You already start hearing that stuff with the transfer window, which we are bad. We are bad with transfer. We don't say we got this guy. I think we're gonna agree on this. The Italian fellow, I forgot, Chiesa, 13 million. We don't have. We need a right winger. We seem to not be interested. It makes no sense. And I think you would relate to that one.
I wanted him at Spurs. I was tweeting about it weeks ago, saying this guy's available. It's only 10, 12 million. We should get him. But typical Tottenham, we get Timo Werner instead, who I think is rubbish. But there you go. You know, I think Chiesa is a good signing. Liverpool laughing for that price. It's
nothing to them.
Yeah. Have Newcastle not signed any players then? Is it? I know there's.
Oh, we signed Bombastin Osula from Sheffield United. We signed Vlachodimos from Bayern Munich, Nottingham Forest. We signed. Who else did we sign? Mighty Win, you're happy about these signings? Who else did we sign? I think
Lloyd Kelly.
Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth on a free. We're paying him $150 a week. One of our highest earning players. And injury record is horrible. So
we were linked to Lloyd Kelly.
What I'm happy about is that we've still got Bruno, J7, Isaac, and Gordon. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah, good players.
But Amri, what do you think, man? It's you've been ranting about the transfer window, of course, but about this match in particular, man. Tottenham is not gonna be easy, man.
Well, it's not, and it's Stelios, is it? Stelios. You know, you've got a point. Yeah, look, man, you've got a point. You know, you're saying you're playing better than us. You definitely are playing better than us. Looking at our squad and the way we've been playing, we're due a good game. And history has it we've had a few good games against you over the last few seasons at St. James's Park. I'm expecting this one to be a lot tighter. But yeah, going to the transfer window, Chris, what is going on? Like literally, I'm looking at Win now, and he's going to come straight in and tell me to calm down, be patient. It's a building game. It's a 10-year game. It's whatever you. But we're willing to spend 65 million or just under 60 million on Gay. We've got what?
Exactly.
60 million right there. We've got a requirement for a right wing. We've got a requirement for a centre back, given the injuries. Another centre back, a more proven centre back than Lloyd Kelly. Tonali's like a fresh signing, and really looking forward to seeing him play day in, day out. It'll be really good for the team. But we are lacking, and we argue about this today, didn't we, Win? I mean, Miggy Almiron on the right is not fit to be in the top half of the Premier League, in my opinion. And, I know you're a big fan, and he played well, according to you, yesterday and all the rest of it. I'm just looking at it now, and I'm thinking, we've got what? Is it 24 hours? 26 hours? 26 hours? We need to bring a signing in if we're going to challenge in the top four. Saying that,
we have not improved whatsoever, man.
Saying that though, Chris, I mean, we're now sixth. We're 4 points alongside Tottenham. It's a big game. I mean, if we can get something out of it, then it's a place jump, and it's in the right direction. We need to play a lot better than we have done over the last two games, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, interesting, man. And you guys over there still, I haven't been seeing you too happy about the transfer window. So are you on the same boat as us? You got Solanke though.
Exactly.
Solanke.
Big deal.
One good season in 5 years. I mean, I don't know what Spurs are doing. So if we're looking at a 5-year project, every club now, isn't it? Project, process, patience. It's all buzzwords. If we're looking at another project at Tottenham, then these young kids we've signed, Phillips, Bergvall, Gray, Odebert, plus our academy kids that played a lot pre-season, Pape Sarr, Adogi, they're going to need 2, 3, 4 years to properly bed in, rise, establish themselves. Well, Ange, our manager, said he wants to challenge for the league this season. We've spent £350 million on this manager in 1 year. So this isn't, if this is Project Youth, then tell us. And then we can wait and see what happens in 2, 3 years' time. But we're told it's all for the now. Well, if it's for the now, we haven't signed any proven, established talent. Like you guys say, you need this player, that player. We need an experienced right wide attacker. We need an experienced number 8 and number 6, cover for the left and right back, another centre back. We haven't bought any experience. We've got rid of 12
so
players.
Are you not happy with Kulishevsky, Stallion?
Well, they've moved him into the middle now instead of the wide, which I think is better. But again, the problem is players look good pre-season, but until the Premier League starts and they're playing in Europe and in the Cup and in the Premier League, you don't know. And like I said to you, we went missing against the top 10 teams last season. So if we do well the next 6 games, I'll say to you, yeah, our players are better now. The team is better now. So I don't know. Sorry, what's your real name? I don't want to call you Happy Clapper.
Win, that mighty win. Mighty win. Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I genuinely don't know because we haven't been tested. And the one team that did put some pressure and test on us, Leicester, well, when they came for us and tried to get a goal, we began to crumble, you know. So I don't know. We've not played a team that, like, this is why I'm really looking forward to the next 2-3 games, because I know you guys at home, all the Geordies behind you. If you go 1-0 up, it's going to be loud in there. We're under pressure. Our manager doesn't change the tactics hardly ever. It's always the same thing. Eddie Howe will know that. It'll be interesting to see what you guys do.
Yeah, but Eddie Howe's the same, by the way. So
he's the same.
Angel will do that.
Yeah, he doesn't change much, man. He love. You know, it's interesting. I think we, in a lot of ways, we are similar. We're in a similar predicament. The trip. I think. Look,
I think we've had a better window than you.
Yeah, you definitely have.
We've had a better window than you. I'm not going to say our window's rubbish. It's very underwhelming. You know, we thought this was going to be the year we're going to spend big and back the manager and bring in. We were told Eze, Neto, Paulinho, Ivan Toney's, these kind of players. None of them came. We didn't get any of them. We've got a lot of kids. We've got a Korean kid coming in January. We signed a 16-year-old kid as well that we're going to have to wait 2 years. It's just kid. It's like Teletubbies FC.
What about Slanky?
Look, if you're a Happy Clapper, it's a great signing, brilliant. It's the best thing we've ever done. If you're realistic, he needs to prove himself that last year wasn't just a one-season wonder, because he's only ever had one good season, and that was last season. So I don't know. Again, Solanke's another one. I don't know. I've got to wait and see.
38 appearances, 19 goals.
I think he's injured for the Newcastle.
Yeah.
We were. Oh, he is. He's got the ankle thing, don't he?
Yeah, Van de Ven. There's rumours Van de Ven might be injured as well.
Be in or out?
There's rumours he's out, but if he's out, my God, man, God, that's bad for us.
Thank you, Michael McIntyre, for back-to-back £2 donation. Appreciate that. But Van de Ven was, for the banter sake of things, you know, I took it out of the thumbnail, man, because, you know, I didn't want to. You're my guy. But
you can't. You want to upset me? Do what you want.
but no, it's too late now. But he was definitely a part of the meme thing after that last match against us. Well, the last one was in Australia, but no, I'm talking about the one in St. James's Park, where he had trouble with Isak. But I do think I rate Van de Ven highly, man. I think he's so quick.
Look, Van de Ven is a top defender, right? He will end up at a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, Man City. He will end up at one of those clubs eventually if we don't win trophies. Okay, so he'll be another top player that Spurs lose in a couple of years' time if we don't become a successful club. Against you lot, our tactics destroyed our defenders. Our tactics put it on a plate for you guys. Yeah, he should have done a bit better against Isak, of course. But this high line we play, if a team's got some deadly forwards like Gordon, Isak, we come unstuck because we're so exposed, and it puts our defenders on the back foot in such a dangerous way that what you did to us, I saw all season against any team that just played counter attack. Every team did that to us. So,
well, so I'd like to know what you think, Ange, or maybe you want to combine what you'd like to see or whatever, as far as the lineup is concerned. I'm really interested in what Tottenham is going to bring to the table. Obviously, there's no doubt Vicario, right? Vicario is going to start for this game, right?
Yeah, the back five is going to be like that. If Van der Ven's injured, he'll probably put Dragusin in there, who's good, but he's not. Yeah. He hasn't got the pace of Van der Ven.
Ideally, you put Van der Ven, of course.
Yeah.
So Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, and Porro. Porro has been, to me, a surprise last season. Hopefully, well, for you guys, he continues that. But you rate him, don't you, Porro?
Yeah. He was really good at Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
The thing with our wingbacks is they don't play as wingbacks that overlap and attack the channels.
Right. Yeah.
They get to the halfway line, then they go into the number 10 position and they invert really high up, which means there's a gap in the wingback positions. And then Van der Ven and Romero are left by themselves because Basuma pushes up high as well. This is where you destroyed us last year. So Porro's better overlapping than he is inverting, but he can score, though. Porro's got a good shot on him.
Mm-hmm. All right, and in the midfield, you got Ives Bissouma. Ives Bissouma. Was it Bissouma or Udogie? Which one was the one messing around, getting in trouble? Bissouma, right?
What do you mean messing around against you lot?
He got in trouble before the season started. He got
inhaling the gas balloons. Yeah,
which I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know. I had to look it up, man. So Bissouma it was, right?
But so, Basuma will start, and then it's probably going to be Kulusevski and Maddison in the middle.
Okay, so we're going to put Kulu. Where's he at? There we go. Dejan Kulusevski. Okay, so that's good midfield. And then up front, of course, you can't take Son out. Come on, man.
Son will go in the middle of the front three.
See if I can switch it.
Odegaard will go where Johnson is.
There we go.
And then, Johnson will go wide. But there's a lot of calls for Johnson to be dropped because he's been terrible. Like, Johnson's been really, really poor for Spurs. Really poor. I don't want him at Spurs. He's one of the players I want out the club. I think he's a waste of money. But it's a very sensitive topic. Some Spurs fans are really protective of him. I just think, look, admit when you've signed a bad player. I don't think he's good at all. Shouldn't be at the club. But other fans think, give him time. He'll come good again. And all right. We'll see.
The Forest fans loved him.
Yeah.
But Forest almost got relegated as well, So,
but dude, I think that I'll be honest, man. I think this is a strong lineup, man. Vicario,
Johnson might be dropped, so don't be surprised if you see Timo Werner start or Bergvall might start. Don't be surprised. But in fact, he will start because Ange loves him. Ange absolutely loves him. Keeps coming out saying he's going to be brilliant, and I've got a lot of faith in him. No, Johnson.
Oh, Johnson. Well, in this case, though, so you don't think this whole uproar of Tottenham fans, like yourself, I would say, that didn't want Timo Werner. So does Ange rate him, or is he playing him? What's going on here? Because he got him on. He's on another loan, right? Or is he?
Yeah, so Ange has signed 6 forwards, right? He's signed Odegaard, Johnson, Veliz, Solomon, Werner, and Solanke. And as far as I'm concerned, none of them are good, other than maybe Solanke, and that's it. The rest we don't know. Odegaard might come good, he might not. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Depends what Spurs fan you speak to. Like, he was at Burnley last year, but he's a kid. He's not proven anything. He's got some good dribbling stats behind him. Let's see him do it at Spurs at a big club under pressure. But Veliz, we've shipped him out 2 years in a row. Solomon, after 1 season, he's gone. He's gone to Leeds. Werner, he just sits on the bench now. He's the number 3 choice. So all these forwards he's signing, none of them are. They don't come in and impact the team. They don't come in and change anything for us. Johnson, like I told you, I think is a waste of money. So it's only like one or two of all these forwards that make sense to me.
I can't understand why you would play Kulusevski in midfield instead of right wing.
He's not good out wide. He's not good out wide. Might win. He inverts. He's a good player, but he's actually better in the middle. And when he was at Juventus, he was more central.
Mm-hmm.
And pre-season, he did really well there for us as well. He scored goals. You could play him out wide, but he goes missing in that position. This is the challenge we've got.
I mean, I really rate Kulusevski. You know, I think he looks great.
I do too.
Coming in from the right, cutting inside, and doing his business in the box.
But he's another one. He's another one that goes missing against the top 10 teams. If you look at the stats like goals, assists, chances created, crosses, all these things you might want to assess a forward on. Richarlison, Werner, Kulusevski, Johnson, a lot of our forwards against the bottom 10 teams have got really good stats, really good data.
Mm-hmm.
Against the top 10, they all pretty much go missing, all of them.
Other
than Son. Son is the only one that's got good stats against the poor teams and the good teams. He's the only one that's actually got good.
That's because Sarr is a legend, man. Legends don't they just play good against everybody. A few questions for you, of course. I know some of these guys I've seen before, but of course I'm sure you're seeing them in your channel. Arsenal De Groot says, question for Stelios, will he take Eddie Howe over Ange? Well, that's well, in Howe's defense, he's probably one of the best English managers out there.
I'll tell you after this season, because this is Ange's first season with his squad. This is the season I'll really judge Ange. If he can adapt to the Premier League. I think Eddie Howe, he's proven he can do really well at clubs that don't necessarily. We've got a better budget than you. We spend more. Right. Eddie Howe's always been at Bournemouth, where it's been difficult. Done a great job for Bournemouth. Newcastle, you're not really spending the big money. It's hard. You're up against a lot of teams that are spending big money. So how do you judge Eddie Howe? You got to put context to it. I think he's a good English manager. I think last season you would have finished much higher, but you had awful injuries, like shocking, man. We had injury crisis as well, but you were in Europe. We weren't in Europe. We had one game a week. So I don't know how to answer that question. I'll tell you at the end of this season. We'll do another show into the year, and I'll tell you.
That's good. That's good. David T says,
hindsight. Wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
David T, what does Stelios think of Maddison? We were linked to Maddison as well, so it'd be good to know.
Good player. A lot of what we do goes through him. He's got 2 assists already this season. But again, he's another one. Second half of the season, and Leicester fans warned us about this. Second half of the season, his drop-off is massive. His goals and assists is a huge drop-off. Yeah, he's only had one good full season in the last 5-6 years. So he's good up until January, and then, he goes missing. So I think he's not in the England squad again. They haven't picked him again for the England squad.
No, but I mean, maybe they're not going on the last 2 games.
But he's our most creative player. He's the most creative player we've got.
All right, next one. Mighty Mag says, Stelios, is this the way Darren Eales worked when he was at Spurs? Darren Eales?
Yeah. Who's Darren Eales?
That's our CEO, man. No, not a DOF, man. Darren Eales is our CEO.
CEO.
I don't know what Darren. I don't know much about him. I know Paul Mitchell was brilliant at Spurs. Your director of football, he was fantastic.
Hey man, what's happening with him? He ain't signing anybody.
Yeah, what did he do?
What's he been given? What's he been given though? Right.
Well, but if he's on, by the way, people don't know that we were on Football Uncensored. Stelios defends Paul Mitchell and the combo between him and Pochettino. We did well, got to the finals of Champions League. Did well for Spurs.
We challenged for 2 league titles.
Yeah, you did. But he's in for negotiations for 65, 70 million for Gay. But he's not getting it done, man. 3 weeks, a month already in. I thought he was supposed to be the jack of all trades.
Paul, I said this on your show. Paul Mitchell is great at identifying the player, saying, right, that's the guy we should buy. In terms of negotiating the deal and the contracts, that's not his remit. So you're going to have like a council or a committee, like 3 or 4 people that do these things. As someone who scouts and finds the player, Paul Mitchell's really, really good. And give him a couple of years, man. Give him some time. Honestly, he did a great job for the RB Leipzig group under Ralf Rangnick. His recent role, he done really well there as well. He knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing.
The problem is we're not patient enough at the minute. There's a lot of people talking. A lot of people talking.
That's not his fault, right? That's not his fault.
No, you're right.
I get that, but at least one statement signing this window would have put people, it would go a long way. It put people at ease. Yeah, there's nothing coming through.
I agree with that. Because the Mighty Win happened. It's surprising because I don't know if you noticed, Stelios, but Mighty Win is 130 years old. He's been before the club started.
He's vintage,
and he's vintage, man. He's classic. And so that's surprising his take on this because he wants to wait on the project. Man, you know what the project is for Newcastle United? 55 odd years. That's the project. We haven't won a damn.
How long have your new owners been at the club? How long have they been there for?
3-4 years.
3 years.
Right. Okay. When Man City's billionaire owners and Chelsea's billionaire owners took, the rules were different. They could throw as much money they wanted.
Exactly.
That's true.
Your owners have come now at the worst time when FFP, PSR's real, clubs are getting deducted points. You just saw today UEFA, they've now overruled Chelsea. Chelsea can't sell their hotels and their flats and use that money to fund to the football club. They've said, no, Chelsea, you can't do that. Chelsea are in big trouble now. Big trouble now. So they're clamping down on how money's spent. So what you need to do is do what Tottenham did, which is you need to find a way to generate more revenue to then put that back into the club.
But
so your owners...
They're even stopping us doing that, Stelia, with the associated party transactions governance. They're saying, Aramco can't come in and give us 40, 50 million a season. They can only give us £8 million a season.
And all these obstacles are in your way, right? So realistically, you're going to hate hearing this, and I hated hearing this. You're gonna need 5 to 10 years, man, and that's just the reality of where football's at now. I've waited 25 years with Daniel Levy and ENIC, and it still hasn't happened, right? So I've got a real reason to be angry with my owners. But I think in 5-10 years' time, if we're having the same conversation, but look, already you're getting back into Europe. Okay, I know this year you missed out. Fair enough. The injuries cost you. But I think you've got a good chance of getting back into Europe this season, at least top 6, 7. That's Europe. Once you're in Europe every season, then you can attack top 4 every year, attack trophies. I do think you need to be a bit patient with what you're doing, but you shouldn't wait. By 5-6 years, you should see some real progress that is consistent. If you're not there, then go after your owners, go after your manager, go after everyone. But I think you're just in that transition phase still, because you're up against Man City, Arsenal, Man United. These are juggernauts with a lot of money, a lot of revenue that have been doing this for a lot longer than you guys at that level, right? It took us 20-25 years to catch up. Yeah.
Darren Eales, by the way, was in 2010. He was appointed Director of Football Administration at Tottenham Hotspur. In 2014, he became Chief of Executive. That's when he went to Atlanta United. But yeah, I didn't know he was a Spurs, but I guess he was. Hey, Stells was 15 years old, man. He wasn't worried about that stuff back in 2010.
2010.
That was 010.
I think I was 30.
I was trying to help you out, man. David T asked a question. Udogie was brilliant last season. How is he performing so far?
I don't think he was brilliant. I think there's questions about him defensively at times. He's inconsistent, Udogie. He's a funny one, but he picked up a suspension which stifled him, and then he picked up an injury for the last 3 months of the season. Just come back from an operation. He looks like he needs a couple of games to get back into it, but he has got all the potential to be a top left back. Like, he's still young. I don't think we play him the right way. Like, I don't like this inverted fullback thing. I'm not a fan of it. I get why Ange does it, but I don't like it. But Dogi give him a couple of years in the Premier League. I think he's another one that a lot of bigger clubs are going to be sniffing around.
He's got a slight knock, hasn't he? So he might not play on Sunday, apparently. What we're saying.
Yeah, he did. He did take a knock. He went off. Like precautionary during the match against Everton.
Jonathan asking who's better, Stel, Van de Ven or Guy?
Van de Ven all day long, man. Come on.
Well, two different styles, but Van de Ven is really good, man.
Do you know how many clubs bigger than Spurs, their fans say to me, "We missed a trick not getting Van de Ven. We should have got him. How did you scout him and we didn't?" I'm telling you guys, if he was at Man City, if he was at Real Madrid, if he was at Bayern Munich, if he was at Arsenal, everyone would be saying, "What a player! What a player!" But because he's at Spurs and we're exposed and we play suicidal kamikaze football, people sometimes question him. I'm telling you guys, he's either the second best or the best player we've got at the club right now. Mm-hmm. I watch him every week, and I'm saying that. I go to the games, home and away. We've got to crack it. I know you lot made him look silly at your ground, okay? I know. I do realise.
Isak is quick though, man.
But every player once in a while has a crap game. They have a bit of a howler. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, you had a bad game that game. Yeah.
He had a terrible game.
Udogie had a bad game as well that day. I can remember.
Tottenham had a bad game.
Yeah.
Tottenham overall did, 100%.
We were shocking, man. You ripped us to pieces. It could have been 5 or 6. It was
painful.
Sitting away and was painful that day. And all your fans singing, "It's happened again. It's happened again." Oh my God.
I was right under you that day, actually. I was right under your fans that day. So
yeah. You were giving us a lot
good
of
banter. Good banter.
Yeah. Last but not least, man, because I know you gotta go sleep, man. It's too late in the UK. Everybody,
I've got time.
Oh, you got time? Okay, we continue then. We're having a good discussion, of course. Come on.
What about you guys? I want to know about you lot. What do you think about this game? Are you confident? Do you think you're going to wake up, or is it going to be another nervy display by you guys?
I think if we put out the lineup that were put out yesterday with Gordon in effectively for Almiron, Bruno's already in for Willock. That's a given. Yeah, I'm very confident.
Well, Willock has a bit of an injury. If I'm not sure if he's going to be out of the week in.
Yeah, but match. Bruno was only rested anyway. Yes, on.
True.
Yesterday.
So it's definitely going to be. I mean, we can show it right
Tonali,
now.
Bruno, J7.
Let's do our lineup. So let's do our lineup. So Stelios knows what he needs to tell Ange to fix the cheat code. Pope is definitely going to be at goal, of course. Center backs, Burn, Kraft. Well,
no argument there.
We got no damn. I mean,
Dan Burn is centre back.
Yeah, man.
He's best position.
He's been playing. Kelly is there, but I don't know if it is going to change any of those lads.
Where's your boy Sven Botman?
Oh, he's hurt.
Injured.
He broke his leg.
That's
his ACL, I think. Lascelles as well, ACL. So that's what we're trying to get him, man.
That's a big blow to you guys, man.
Yeah,
and Shared suspended.
Oh, and Shared suspended. So because of the little forehead kissing foreheads. So there you go. I mean, see, you got a few weaknesses there, man. But Dan Burn, he's a look. I tell you, man, he's the best defender, the best defender in the world, man. He just when it's about defending. Literally defended. Now, if you ask him to make a pass, then we might have that's a different question. But I believe it's going to be Dan Burn, Kraft, Livramento on the right side, right, or Trippier.
What do you think about Pope?
Well, it's mixed feelings with people as well. I mean, yesterday wasn't a good performance.
We definitely missed him when he wasn't in last season when he was out injured.
I thought Dubravka did all right, to be honest.
Well, so did I. But I'm a lone voice in that, aren't I?
Well, do you keep your convictions, man? Don't switch for people.
I thought that as well, but Pope gives you a little bit more of an element where he comes out of the box a bit more. He kind of acts like the last man as a sweeper keeper, which gives you an advantage in that respect. Sometimes it could work against you, like the Liverpool game.
The only problem with that is he can't use his feet.
Paul says Paul
that
is terrible with it, but that's
there you go.
And when I'm telling you, terrible, is like he can't even kick. He can't even do a kick, a goal kick with his left foot, man.
You know, we will press him. We're going to press him.
You can throw it. You can throw it to the halfway line.
Yeah, the pressing. So you say that Tottenham is going to press?
Yeah. We forced what's his name? The Everton goalie, England goalie. I forgot his name.
Pickford. No,
we forced Pickford. Well, it's because we were pressing him all game. He got away with 1 or 2, and then the third time we got him. Like for the first 30 minutes, we will press you. We will, and then we kind of back off a bit. But if we force your goalie into a mistake, it'll be in the first half.
Interesting, man. Yeah. So we got Burn, Kraft, and Livramento on that. Do you guys think Trippier instead of Livramento?
That's the beauty about that is I don't care.
Well, I guarantee you, Spurs fears Trippier more than Livramento.
Who's quicker?
Livramento.
I would
start Livramento because if we put Odobert on that side of the pitch, Odebert's quick. He's very nippy. I'd put your fastest player there.
Well, that could be Livramento. I guess he's just because he's younger. But Trippier, don't underestimate Trippier, man. He's a old veteran. He's an old veteran, man. He knows where to, he, by the way, Trippier said finito with the national team. Stelios, man, we got a question for you. Because people say you're Italian, you're Greek. What are you, brother? What's your
Stelios is Greek Cypriot.
So you're Greek? Yeah, you're one of the Greek guys, man.
I'm Greek, but from an island called Cyprus. Well, I'm not from there. I'm from London. I was born in England. My family's from.
Yeah, what's your family?
Greek Cypriot. Yeah.
So I'm sure you like Vlachodimos.
Who?
Exactly. He don't know what the hell. We signed this goal. We like goalkeepers, man. We collect them for a living at Newcastle. So we got this kid Vlachodimos. He's a Greek dude, but he's all right. But Eddie doesn't even put him. He put John Rudy, another old guy that we signed. He's as old as a mighty wind. And
I'll be honest with you. I don't really follow Greek football because it's not that good.
No. Well, I'm talking about Vlachodimos was from Nottingham Forest. He was playing for it, so
yeah, but
we got him now. But
he played for Panathinaikos.
Yeah. There you go.
I've got bad experiences of us signing players from Nottingham Forest, so I don't have a good there.
But there you go. So Livramento might be on the right. Lloyd Kelly, it could be. It's a question. Eddie has put them on the left side against Bournemouth. Didn't go well, but I don't think you can keep young Lewis Hall out.
No.
You can't play Lloyd Kelly there, man. You can't do that.
He played for Bournemouth there for a long time. But I agree with you. I think
I would play him. I would play him ahead of Kraft.
Who's playing on your right side? Oh, yeah. Well, I do too.
Don't get me and Chris started on this
because
one.
He thinks
Lloyd Kelly did. Spurs were looking at Lloyd Kelly. We were thinking of signing him. Okay, but in the end, we didn't sign any centre back, so the money went elsewhere. But we were looking at Lloyd Kelly, and he's not too bad at centre back. He wasn't too bad for Bournemouth at all. I think
left centre back.
He has an affinity. He has an affinity with left center back, right center back. You're a coach, man. Explain to these old fart that center backs is not like you're asking a right winger to be a left back, man. It's not like that much of a change. If push comes to shove,
I disagree with you.
No,
come on, man.
There you go.
No, you don't disagree with me.
If you are a coach, you will be able to tell him exactly
what to go against the grain.
If you're left-footed, you want your left-footed player.
No, but in this case, well, we debated on the Marquee. We debated on the Marquee, and Marquee is right-footed, and he plays for the most part because his coach asked him to on the left side. He should be able to play on the right.
If you sign Gay, he has to start. If you sign Gay before Sunday, he has to start for you.
Yeah,
that's a big if.
We're not going to sign him. It's all.
We're not going to sign anyone.
I don't think we're going to. Yeah, I think it's.
You never know, guys.
You never know. But well, look, it's going to be Burn and Kraft, man. It is what it is. That's what we got right now. So, Lewis Hall on the left.
They played well, Chris, together at Nottingham defensively. I mean, I know we were playing against Nottingham Forest's second side. But I do think Kraft is very versatile, and he's also got a bit of pace about him. So again, it's going to be, if they're going to throw pacey players at us, I think Kraft is the better choice.
Well, we go to the midfield, and that looks dangerous for you, man. Oh, it looks dangerous, brother. First. Well, we're gonna don't mind this guy, man. We're just gonna change him. He's just somebody we got from one of the pubs.
Are you gonna start Tonali though? Is he gonna start?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Tonali start. If he doesn't start, I'll become a Tottenham fan.
If he doesn't
he's not played any football for 10 months.
He played football. He played yesterday, man.
He played.
He played.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I didn't know that.
He'll do the damage in the first half. If he gets tired and drops off, we've then got Longstaff as a backup player to come on, and hopefully, help us get over the line. We'll see.
Well,
Guimaraes and Basuma could be a battle. That
Joe Linton, man,
or him and Mahrez. If Guimaraes gets into Maddison's head, because Maddison does react, you could win that midfield battle.
And Joe Linton, man.
Yeah, well, Maddison got taken. If you remember, he got subbed off last season because he got a yellow already, and he was angling to get another one.
Yeah. Maddison does get wound up, but Maddison likes to wind people up as well. He
was doing that. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah. Joe Linton is the boss, man. He flipped one of your guys the last time around. He flipped him, man, like 2 times in the air. I don't even know who the player was. Just a beast, man.
This is why I don't want Pape Sarr and Archie Gray to play in this game, because this is a game where we need men. Because you're physical. Right. We need Basuma. We need Kulu. We need Maddison. We need senior players in midfield.
I would say, any advice that I can give to anybody coming to St. James's Park is bring men that are smart and not playing for the crowd. Because if you start just tackling out of nowhere, you get that crowd going. It's not gonna be good. Arsenal did the same thing with what's his name.
You're physical though. You're physical. You roughed up Arsenal and it rattled them. Like, this is why I don't think this is a game for kids from Spurs. I think this is a game where we need the men, the experienced players. Because when you get physical
on that subject, Stel, you just mentioned Archie Gray there. Have you seen much of him yet, pre-season and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's very young. He looks technically good. He looks like there's a good young player there, but I think he needs a couple of seasons. He's not going to start games for Spurs and get lots and lots of minutes. He's going to come on for 25 minutes, come on for 30 minutes. Maybe he plays in the Carabao Cup, stuff like that. Right. But he looks like he can play, but he gives the ball away a lot as well, I've noticed. But that's because he's young. He's getting used to the pace, getting used to the bigger league. He's not a player I'd play in this game. I would not play him at all in this game. I think this is the wrong time.
Yeah. And I don't think on your lineup, I don't think we put him in there. I think we put Basuma. We got put Basuma, Kulusevski, and Matt.
Yeah, that's probably the most experienced midfield we can possibly put on the pitch.
All right. Yeah. All right. Going back to Newcastle. Up front, Isak, Murphy, Gordon. Well, you can put Almiron for Murphy, but
if you hit us on the counter and we are on the halfway line, you're going to cause us a lot of problems. A lot. If that's the tactic we bring, and you set up to counter our tactic, I think we can come unstuck. This is my concern. This is my concern. A team that can actually cause problems on an attack. This is our weakness now.
I would like to see Harvey Barnes start.
Yeah, me and all.
Because, he offers that element of attacking play, but he's also incredibly quick. I didn't even realise how quick he was. The other day when he was, yesterday for Nottingham, he tracked back from our own, near enough our own box, all the way back to our, from their box all the way back to our box to track the ball down, and he was really quick. So,
would you drop Murphy for him?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's neither is really going to cut the cake if you want to use that expression. But
Murphy's got a good record against Spurs.
You got to choose one.
I was going to say, I'd probably start Barnes over Murphy as well. If I was in Newcastle, if I was a Geordie.
You've got Murphy as an impact sub as well. I mean, again, he offers pace.
But that's when Barnes is at his best, really. When we've seen the best of Barnes, it's when he's come on as an impact sub.
That's right. There's that as well. There is that as well.
What are you guys like at set pieces, corner kicks, and stuff like that?
Usually Trippier, but he's probably not going to be playing. And actually, yesterday that he was playing, he gave the duties to Lewis Hull. Maybe that's something that's been getting practicing, and the manager wants Hull to take care of them. But we don't really have a clear executionist for.
We conceded a lot of goals from set pieces.
Yeah, well, we don't score a lot of goals from set pieces.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm talking particularly about corners. Our goal record from corners is abysmal.
Good.
Now let me ask you, Stelios, who is a Newcastle man that you fear the most?
Isak. Isak all day long. I'd love him at Spurs. I'd love Isak at Tottenham.
Isak better than Solanke?
And Gordon. I think Gordon, yes. Isak better than...
Yeah, man.
Did you ask me that question?
I'm asking you because I know what your answer is going to be, and I want that because we have him, man. So but that's Gordon a good answer right there.
I think Gordon's really good player for you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Gordon's good.
Not
Tonali.
You have to pay 150 though.
You know what? I haven't really seen much of Tonali in the Premier League.
Not in the Premier League.
Nobody has.
Yeah.
Not in the Premier League. But he was key. He was key for AC Milan when they got to the semifinals of the Champions League. That Inter Milan ended up winning.
The Premier League. I always like to see what they do in the Premier League.
That's like old man. The old man says the same damn thing, man. It's
you
like
and I are kindred spirits, Stelios.
Yeah.
Old school. We're old school.
Stelios happy clapper.
Come on. Oh, you can never say that about Stelios, man.
Mate, I get called toxic. Negative.
All kinds of names, man. All right. So the Newcastle fans, who is a Spurs man that you fear the most for this game? Man, there's only one, man. Stop playing.
Madison for me.
No, Son. You cannot. Son is way too good, man. Way too good. And
Son
underrated.
Can put the ball away.
And underrated. Underrated is underrated, man.
No, I would love to have seen Madison here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
There was a link, wasn't there, back in the day with Madison? Yeah, we were heavily linked.
He chose Spurs because his missus.
He did.
His missus wanted to go to London.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one thing.
He's the guy for me. I think he's a tremendous footballer.
All right, so we got a bit of a quiz that I want to start doing for the previews, especially if we bring an opposition fan. And the quiz is only for Stelios at the moment. Name me 5 players that play for both Newcastle United and Tottenham.
Bloody hell, Trippier.
There's a lot of them.
I think that's the only one I know.
Yeah, there's loads.
Trippier. Do you know what my general knowledge on football, these kind of things?
You screwed up, man. Well, look, let's make it general then. All of us. Amos, Sol Campbell,
Ferdinand, Fox,
Ginola.
Ginola, of course. I should know
Musa Sissoko.
Sissoko, Trips.
Sissoko played a lot of games for Spurs, man. Almost 199.
We made good money. We made good money on Sissoko selling them to Spurs.
Jermaine Jonas. He just got fired.
Rule Fox.
Yeah.
Jermaine Jonas.
Yeah. That's a good one. I feel there's a lot more though.
There's more. There is more.
Oh, Woodgate.
Bloody hell. He won us our last trophy, Woodgate.
Woodgate, but no American
did you get
guy.
Woodgate from Real Madrid, like?
What's the American guy's name?
Woodgate, and I think we got him from a lower league club. I think.
Are you thinking of?
Oh, DeAndre Yedlin, another one.
Yeah,
that's the American one. DeAndre Yedlin, yeah. So there's a few out there. Gaza. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Gaza. Nobody says Gaza, man.
That's one of the lot. Best one of all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody said Waddle as well.
So we were a feeder club for you back in the day.
Do you know which player Do you know which player you signed back in the day? I used to love him, man. I thought he was a brilliant footballer. Was Peter Beardsley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pedro, he's a
such
legend.
a good football player. Such a good. He was brilliant at Liverpool. He was in Newcastle. He was brilliant for England. He's just such a good player.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to play another game if you got time, Stelios.
Yeah.
Which is like player by player type thing. We're trying a lot of new things with you, man. So
thanks.
We're gonna go goalkeeper by. You got to try everything once. The old man says. I'm not sure what he meant when he said that, but I'm not. I try one thing, man. I stay on the same road since I was born. But goalkeepers, Vicario and Pope. Who will we take? And people in the chat as well.
Vicario.
Give us your and Pope. Hey, Pope just got called up. Did Vicario go to Italy?
Vicario is a brilliant shot stopper. Brilliant.
So's Pope.
Vicario or Pope?
I think Vicario's weakness is his he doesn't come off his line for set pieces enough and claim the ball. Doesn't command his box, but the amount of points he saved us last season was unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's my choice. I'm saying Vicario. If you guys,
Vicario. No, everybody else go.
The first half of last season, especially when you got off the flyer, just much of the day seemed to just be a highlight reel of Vicario when Spurs were on.
He did it the other day against Leicester. Vardy was 1-on-1 to win it at 2-1, and he dived down and made a brilliant save. Leicester would have beaten us if it wasn't for Vicario.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. We're going to do the lineup that he gave us, and also the lineup that we can come up with for Newcastle. So, Amri, which one, Vicario or Pope?
It's a difficult one for me. I think Nick Pope just edges it because of his commanding stature in the box.
I've seen Vicario play a lot last season, so I'll say Vicario because he was shot stopper and a half, man. I think Pope can be that, but
I would say Vicario as well.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying Pope in the chat, don't cheat, man. If you're a Newcastle fan, come on, be objective. So the defensive line, Van de Ven, Romero. Well, it's not gonna be Van de Ven versus Burn. Come on.
I'm taking the entire back four of Spurs on this one. Yeah, I just think as individuals, I think they're better. As a unit.
So we're talking about Udogie against Lewis Hall, Van de Ven against Burn, Romero against Kraft, Livramento against Porro. We
are knackered.
We are knackered, man.
Pedro Porro can score some tremendous goals. Great for your fantasy football team. You can't really change that, can you?
No, man.
If you had Sven Botman in there,
Pedro Porro was the second best right back in the Premier League last season.
Behind,
and Trippier was the best.
I said that last season too. Trippier was the best right back in the world. I said actually. But Alexander Trent Arnold, he got to be up there. But okay, yeah. I think it's clear, man. The line, the back line. It's you guys overwhelm us there.
That's because we haven't got Botman and Sharon.
That's right, exactly that. If we had them in, then it would be a different situation. It'd be
Botman can fight Van de Ven. I'm not gonna play. Yeah, but Shar against Romero.
If you had Botman there, it's a different conversation. I agree.
Yeah. So all right, midfield: Kulusevski, Bissouma. Well, it'll be Kulusevski against Joe Linton, Bissouma against Guimaraes, Madison against Tonali.
Guimaraes and Tonali definitely go in ahead of Bissouma and Kulu. Probably the only one I'd probably keep is Madison.
Madison over Tonali.
No. I'd have Tonali, Guimaraes, and Madison.
Yeah.
So you dropped 7.
Sorry,
you dropped Joe Linton
for Madison. Yeah.
No. Hold on. Kulusevski against Joe Linton. Who would you pick?
What was it? What? So you got the 6, the 7.
Yeah. The thing was that on the lineup. On the lineup, Chris had Kulusevski on the left, and it shouldn't have been.
That's where Stelios put him.
So we don't play like that. No, Kulusevski plays as our attacking mid.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna do it like this.
So Spurs would have like Bissouma, then Madison in front of Bissouma, then Kulusevski in front.
So wait, Madison. Well, but Madison would be in the middle.
Madison would be
Madison would be on the left.
Madison would be in the 10. So we play.
So
we don't play with a 6. We play with an 8 and 2 10s.
Yeah. So, but for the sake of, let me see if I can change it. Okay. So what? 4-2-3-1.
Who's your more defensive midfielder in your team?
Well, it would probably be Joe Linton.
Well, he's the defensive one.
Well, I mean, he does that. We don't really have a DM specifically, but he does do a lot of the back and forth work. Guimaraes does the same. So
Guimaraes, yeah.
But it's no.
Yeah, so I put Guimaraes ahead of Bissouma.
Okay.
Right. So then you've got Tonali. What kind of position does he play?
Oh, midfielder, but he does play on the right a lot. So right midfield.
Okay, so like Kulu. All right, so I put him ahead of Kulu. So then it's Maddison or Joe Linton. I picked Maddison over Joe Linton.
I would put Maddison over Guimaraes. It would be Maddison over Guimaraes. Yeah.
No way. You can't drop Guimaraes, man. Are you crazy?
Well, there you go then. So,
I would if I could just pick 3 of the midfield, I would pick Guimaraes, Tonali, and Maddison. That'd be my 3.
There you go.
So he'd be dropping J7.
So we're by J7. Hey, listen, man, that's his loss, man. He don't know. And up front we got.
No, hold on. Who's your 3? Who would you lot pick?
Tonali, J7, and Guimaraes.
No,
same. I keep all of our midfield. Definitely.
I think Maddison is really good, man. But
Madison's up close. Madison's close, but.
Mike just said about 20 minutes ago, I'd love Maddison at Spurs.
I would love him at Newcastle.
Yeah,
that was before
to Newcastle. Who are you?
That was before we got Tonali. When we were after Maddison,
and then
before we got Tonali. Now then, that doesn't mean to say, by the way, because I agree with you, Tonali has yet to prove it consistently in the Prem, and maybe for that reason and that reason only, I would have Tonali, Maddison over Tonali, but I certainly wouldn't have any of them above J7.
The mighty flip flop.
So who's your 3?
Yeah.
Who's your 3?
My 3 would be our 3, but Madison's, very.
You can. That's why you can't have proposition.
You just said you'd have him over Tonali, so how can they be your 3?
Exactly.
He's saying that if Tonali's consistently good,
which
like
we don't know,
which we don't know,
but
then he'll have him.
If Tonali plays as well every game, for example,
but if we're talking about now, man,
an hour yesterday,
so
as he
imagine
played in the first game last season against Aston Villa.
But you're saying, bro, you're saying if it ain't no if. We've seen 2 players play it right now, 3 games out. Some of us. So
if you had Maddison and Tonali in your squad, who starts for you guys?
Tonali for me.
If my life depended upon it, probably Madison.
So there you go.
That's
you
it, man.
You can't pick your 3 midfield.
Man, I tell you what, man, these happy clappers, man, just literally try to do anything possible just to stay in the middle.
Purely and simply because he's Premiership proven.
We don't play the Premiership no more, man. It's Premier League.
So you would go Guimaraes, Joe Linton, and Maddison would be your 3.
But I think by the time we get past 10 games, Tonali will have proven himself in the Premiership sufficiently to be higher rated than what Maddison is.
Hey, Davey says Stelios has you in the rings, man. Hey, you're on the ropes right now, man.
What kind of wriggling maneuvers are these, man? If in 6 games' time, if the referee says this, if the grass is cut short.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. All right, let's go up front. So we got let's start on the left side. Odegaard, you got Odegaard here.
Don't you think it's interesting that we all think that your midfield's better than ours?
Yeah.
And that's where games are won.
That's what up front you got Odegaard and Gordon. There's no way anybody's picking Odegaard over Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon all day long.
Yeah, so Gordon. And then on the right side, Johnson versus Murphy. That's our weakest link, man.
No, Johnson's
Johnson's their weakest link.
Johnson's off. Can I be honest with you? I would reshuffle it and play. I don't know how, but I would do. I'll do Gordon, Isak, and Son.
Gordon, Isak, and
yeah, you could do that.
No, that's unbelievable, man. But if you had to choose between Son and Isak,
yes, without a doubt.
If you had to choose between Son and Isak,
right? So here's the problem, right? Son used to be a left winger, but as he's got older, he's not that player anymore. So we play him as a striker now more. When he goes out left, all the fans get on his back. He doesn't really play well for us. But when he plays as a striker, he's so clinical. It's unbelievable. I think he's in the top 5 most clinical forwards in Europe in terms of how many chances he needs to score goals.
Yeah.
But if you sit deep, compact like a low block, he struggles. He's good at running in behind or running onto the ball. He's deadly. He got 17 goals last season, and he's not actually a striker. How many goals did Isak get last season?
21.
He was up there in the Premier League.
21.
Yeah. So if we're just looking at who scores the most goals, you're picking Isak over Son. You have to.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. You gotta make it happen where they played each other because they're very versatile. Isak can play on either side as a winger if you want him to, which is unbelievable. Very flexible, fast.
There you go. Play Isak on the right instead of what do you call it, Murphy and Johnson. Job done.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
all right, so
Gordon on the right.
No, left, man.
No, but we signed Gordon as a right winger. He used to play on the right wing for Everton.
Yeah, but Eddie doesn't play him there, man. He likes inverted.
No, because we signed Harvey Barnes to play on the left wing.
Eddie likes inverted, yes or no, man? Stop playing.
He got injured. Gordon came in and did so bloody well on the left.
Okay, play Gordon right. Put Isak on the left then. Does that work?
That'll work.
Isak
can play. Isak can play everywhere.
Isak
can play. Isak could have played with that. Isak could have played with a Solanke, with any. Could play with Haaland. He could play with all those guys. In the same.
Son can only play as a number 9 now. That's him.
Right.
He's a number 9.
He's 162 goals and 408 appearances in all competitions. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? A goal scoring record like that. So, I would agree.
Mate, he scored 17 goals and 10 assists last season, Son.
Yeah,
he missed 7 weeks of football because he went to the Asia Cup.
Yep.
And also you've got to realise that for the majority of his prime seasons, he was playing with Harry Kane, who was the go-to man, the feed man. So he probably wasn't getting the number of opportunities to finish.
Yeah.
That he does now that Kane's away.
They linked really well, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they were fantastic.
They were fantastic as a partnership.
They are the best strike partnership in Premier League history. Goals and assists. We still won nothing. And we still won nothing.
Yeah.
Shearer Ferdinand, Shearer Sutton.
Son and Kane beat everyone. They beat Bergkamp and Henry. They beat Drogba and what was his name that used to play. They beat everyone. They're the best, but they played together longer than anyone else as well. So I think that
they did. They did.
I think that kind of helps.
Yeah, true. All right. To finish off the show, of course, predictions, man. What can we expect in your opinion, Stelios, the Greek god of Tottenham?
About God, but I think I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's a draw. I think we draw this game. I think and I'll be happy with the draw because it's a big improvement on 4-0. So although if you play how you've played the last couple of games, I'm telling you Spurs can win it. If you play how I've seen you play, Spurs can win it. But I do think you're gonna step up a gear in this game. So I'm gonna say so either 1-1 or 2-2. A draw. Score draw.
All right. By the way, the stats since 2010, the head-to-head, you guys have won 14 times. We won 9, and drew 5 times out of those. So you guys got the.
It's the other way around, Chris. We've won 14, they've won 9.
So I guess Fat Mob is lying to people, and
I'm telling you, Newcastle at home to Spurs in the Premier League.
We ain't saying that. We're talking about regardless, not at home or away, man. Just head to head.
Number of matches.
Yeah.
We've played 58 games, so those numbers still don't add up. You've just given Newcastle's home figures, but the wrong way around.
I didn't say home figures. I'm talking about.
No, he said since 2010.
Since 2010.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah.
So, man, pull the hairs out of your ears and listen, brother. listen when I'm telling you, man. Trying to correct me in front of the guests, man. Come on now,
Chris. Can I just say there's a chap called Geordie Tomb for Life that says it's asking, did Son score 17 Premier League goals or is it all together? No, he scored 17 Premier League goals. Premier League goals
last season.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. That's interesting. Well, you guys didn't have any other. I mean, you got FA Cup, Carabao. What's your thoughts on that?
FA Cup in the first round. We went out the Carabao Cup in the first round. Son didn't play in any of those games.
That was my question. Because Arsenal fans have said we got bigger fish to fry, which I don't understand. That winning, you got to win everything. But I was surprised last season when you guys
didn't fry any fish, though, did they?
They had no fish to fry for sure. No. But my question is because I would assume that a cup would be interesting and good for Spurs, but you guys got eliminated quickly out of the Carabao and the FA Cup. But what are your thoughts on that?
Rubbish, absolute rubbish. That's why there's some criticism on Ange, because we were shocking. He made too many changes in the Carabao Cup. He changed the whole squad, and we just we got kicked out. And then he gave the last penalty kick to a player that he sold 2 days later. So why are you letting him take the penalty? He's a different. I think Ange thought, because pre-season he rotated, he had one squad for the first half, another squad for the second half, and he actually worked quite well. He thought, oh yeah, I can do that in the Cup and the Premier League. No, you got to play. You got to play your best team every single week if you want to win a trophy. Because it's like, when you go away to like a Middlesbrough. You think, okay, we'll be all right, make 9 changes, and then suddenly Middlesbrough give you a game, and you're thinking, oh my God, what have I done? Spurs don't have a good second squad. We really don't. Our bench, I'm not impressed by our bench. Maybe there's 1 or 2 players you think can come off the bench and actually...
without dropping the standard too far.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. To make 9 changes, we completely underestimated Fulham.
Mind you, so what's your views on Ange? Like, what's your personal views on him?
I think the job's too big for him. I think he's lovely to listen to. He says all the right things. He's a likable guy. He's very humble. The way he talks about football, he loves the sport. He loves the fans and doing all the right things by everyone. I think he's definitely...
We wanted your thoughts on Ange, not on Eddie.
You
could virtually say exactly the same thing.
What
Eddie, couldn't you?
Look, I don't like the system we play. Right, I don't like both fullbacks inverting high up and leaving us exposed, a high line all the time. So
who likes inverting?
It's too. Well, I don't mind inverting into the middle, but we invert into the penalty box of the opposition. If Ange can adapt in certain games and respect that the opposition's tactics are better than ours and he can adapt to it, then I can begin to say, hold on a minute, this manager's got something about him. And some of the signings he makes are very questionable. It's very much like is this guy a yes man? Because if he is, forget it.
So is the rest of Tottenham
but you're also saying there that Ange's in-game management isn't very good.
No, it's not good at all.
We haven't heard that before.
Well, you tell me why Spurs haven't beaten a top 10 team since December. We've won 4. We've won 5 games in the last 12, and they are the bottom 5 teams in the league that we played. He's got a lot to prove to me. Like, prove to me you can go and beat Arsenal at home. Go to St James's Park and get a draw, Ange, minimum. Go and do it. If he starts doing these things, then I'll say to you, guys, maybe Ange is the right man for us. So I'll give him this season, but so far, I just think the job might be a bit too big for him.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the crowd? What's the rest of the crowd think of that? And what are they calling for him yet? Or
they're split. They're split. I think most fans are on his side. Give it time. All these players he signed are all going to come good. I'd say maybe a third of fans are like me. A third think like I do. So, but Spurs fans, we turn very quickly on a manager. If we go and lose 4 games in a row now, they'll all be saying Ange out, Levy out, everyone out, Tottenham out. It just implodes very quickly at our club. But if he wins 4 games in a row, they're going to be saying we're going to win the league. we're going to beat City. Arsenal are in trouble. We go completely extreme the other way. You saw us last year after 10 games. We're going to win the league. We're going to. So
yeah, no,
well,
I mean you started impressively.
This year, we've got the same sort of start to the season that you had last year. Last year we had the most difficult start of everybody.
Yeah,
and this year we've got the easiest start of everybody.
What are you saying?
So much you said about Ange there that's been levelled at anyhow.
Yeah, are you calling us easy?
Oh yeah, man. What are you trying to say, man? You're gonna offend people now?
No, because we've only got what 3 difficult fixtures before Christmas.
Which one? Are Tottenham in those difficult fixtures?
Yeah, Tottenham, Man City.
Correct it,
man. Are you in Europe this year or you're not?
No, man.
No, we finished 7th and didn't get in Europe.
Yeah.
Why is that? Oh, because they won the cup, didn't they?
Because Man U were finished 8th and they won the cup.
So really, you and Brighton have got a really good chance of top 6 this season because you not having Europe is a big. See, you, Brighton, and Man United last year struggled, I think, because of Europe and those extra games. We didn't have any Europe last season. I think that's why we got 5th, and we should have got 4th, but we cocked it up. Now we've got Europe, and we've got a smaller squad. I think we're going to have a season like you did last year.
I think Villa didn't have Europe last season either.
No, Villa's going to be cooked this season, man.
You see, and this is where Newcastle's and Brighton's can really do something this year if you if you play your cards right.
All right. Prediction. Amri, your prediction is
I'm staying with what I said before. 3-1. Yeah.
You win. You're staying with yours, of course.
Yep.
I said 3-1, man. I said 3-1. But no, actually, no, I didn't say 3-1. I said 2-1. 2-1.
None of you are worried about your current performances.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Stelios. We're due a performance. We're due a performance.
The other thing is, we perform much better
against better teams.
Against teams that come at us. We are like you. We can't.
Well, and not just that. I mean,
with a lower block.
We perform better against teams that can beat us, which is surprising enough. Teams that are top table teams. So for some reason we just bring it out, but we can't beat the teams that we should beat, and that's the difference between making it to Europe and not. You got to get those points that should be relatively easy. So that's one of the things. But you said draw 1-1, Stelios?
Score draw 1-1 or 2-2.
1-1, 2-2. Well, that could be a result as well. But
I'll take that right now as a Spurs fan. I would absolutely take that because we've got Arsenal next. If we lose to you, then we go and play Arsenal. God help us. We need to keep our confidence where it is. Our confidence is quite good at the moment. It's quite good.
All right. Well, listen, we've had a great show, of course. I don't think we're missing anything that we should have brought up. By the way, our private NTTV table is looking. Ian Fleming is on top. Niall Powell second. DX third. Ben is fourth. Queen is fifth. And Gary is sixth. All the European spots. Or Key88 could be seventh with those predictions that they've been giving us as of late. If you haven't given us your prediction, if you're on the WhatsApp group, let us know your prediction before match day on Sunday, or comment in one of the videos. Wait until the video is done. Comment it on there if you're participating. The way we know, and we can update it because we're still missing. Josh from Toon Army Philly, Marky NUFC, George Eaton, Brian Scott. We're missing.
George in the chat.
Alfer. We're missing Trolls. So we're missing all those guys. Actually, we're missing Niall Powell as well. So if you're watching on the replay, let us know your predictions in the comment section, and we shall put it on the list. Let's go. Let's finish with the comments. Great guest. Top man, says David T. Every team so far has kicked us to bits. Spurs have a few, Romero, etc. It's how we deal with it, says David T as well. We answer some of these. Daryl says, I hope still telling you to attack our wings and play for corners.
I didn't tell him.
Gunnar Greg says Jordans are scary. St. James's Park is serious, it says as well. Sergeant Charles says Solanke is the new Soldado from Real Madrid. I can't remember. I was a young guy. LATT, no Sar in that mid. No Papa Sar. No. Kevin Ritchie also finished third in a 2 race. Kevin Ritchie's a Man U fan, man, so he's probably bantering.
It's when we it was Spurs and Leicester until the last couple of days.
Don't remind that.
Yeah. I don't think Man United fans should be talking about football right now, personally speaking.
Gunnar Greg, I went in the away end, Spurs versus Newcastle, Jordy's elite fans. You were at the away end, Spurs Newcastle.
You're good.
Yeah, presumably
you're good. Well, I gotta tell you, he wore a white shirt. That's what I'm just letting you know.
Why would an Arsenal fan go to a Spurs Newcastle game and sit with the Spurs fans? That makes no sense.
Yeah, well, listen.
It's like an England fan going to Germany, France, and sitting with the German fans. Why would you do that?
That's a good question. Good question. Andrew says you're talking about patience. The bottom line is, if we don't get Champions League, the top players are going to leave for teams that will be.
I agree.
You know, I think
agree with
that is,
and that's what we're saying.
That is a fair point. Ryan, our time will come. Let's do things by the book. Rome wasn't built in a day. There you go.
There you go. The voice of
the same old sayings. Rome wasn't built in a day. It was built someday. Somebody started it. So I don't know how to say this, but Euro something.
Whatever.
A Spurs fan, I think, says 2 in a row was good on home games. Always games they play like a trembling wet cat. Away games they play like a trembling away cat. Well, maybe so. I got a point. Last season at least, Bournemouth beat us 2-0. Gem Stasher, come on, Chris. I want to be fuming, angry about the transfer window. Look, we had to do the preview today. Tomorrow is transfer deadline, and tomorrow is the day where we get angry and we get upset, and nobody can stop us. The mighty wind has to sit there and take
I'm with Jam there.
We're gonna do it.
Definitely.
We're gonna
I'm with Jam. I am ready to get angry.
We're gonna see you tomorrow.
Something though, right?
Hang on, let's listen to Stell.
All fans aren't happy. Really, like Spurs fans are pissed off with the transfer window. Newcastle fans are pissed off. Arsenal fans are fuming. Arteta hasn't signed a forward player. They're fuming. If you go online, they're really not happy about it. Okay, and they're supposed to be catching Man City. I don't know many clubs other than maybe West Ham, Brighton, and Villa who are happy with their business. I think most clubs aren't happy. So. Doesn't mean you should justify it and just say, right, because the rest are unhappy, we shouldn't accept it.
Dennis, we just need one brick. One brick. Rome wasn't built in a day. Great. Just put another brick, just one brick. That's all we want. Nothing major.
Another brick in the wall.
Another brick in the wall.
That's all we need. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, we got to go. Jordan Tune for Life says, thank you, Stelios. Great having you on the show. So there you go. Stelios, top lad. Good friend, man, you know, doing content. Unfortunately, he's a Tottenham fan, but we you know, no, man, just playing. Great stuff, of course. But the greatest team in London, man. Let's just keep it that way. Greatest team in London. But Stelios, Tottenham Away. Subscribe to this channel. Linked in the description. Also in the title. Subscribe to Tottenham Away. Great stuff, of course. So thank you, Stelios, for coming, man. Appreciate you, brother. And I'll be tomorrow 7:45, I believe, on Tottenham Away, talking about the game as well. So check us out. I will remind you on the community of the channel, so to go there. But again, thank you, Stel.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you all, guys. Might win.
And you.
I'm sure we'll meet again for the return fixture.
No doubt.
No question.
Definitely.
We'll see you later, folks. Bye-bye.